imagine I have this energy. And this is the energy you need to bring within your classrooms. Because guess what? Your kids want you to not be dead. Your kids want you to be energetic. Your kids want you to know their music. Your kids want you to know their culture. Your kids want you to know who they are. While teaching science, math, physics. Right? Your kids want to know when you go to that park, you got that basketball, quiz. You like that part, right? Your kids want to know that. Outside of you just teaching gym and science. See, I'm talking about the difference between educating and teaching. Everyone say teacher. Everybody say teacher. We on energy. Everybody say teacher. That energy's still there. Everybody say teacher. Turn to your neighbor and say teacher. Turn to your left and say educate. Which one are you? Because there's a difference. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. My mother told me, say Calvin. If you want to be a teacher, Calvin. Just like that. Just like that. She said, Calvin, if you want to be a teacher, Calvin, I was teaching in local school for 40 years. I got a master's degree plus 30. First got out of the project. First got out of 7 to get a college degree. Moved out, did everything I could, and said that, Calvin, if you want to be a teacher, you got to be more than a teacher, you got to be an educator. Everyone say educator. A teacher just teaches a science area, just teaches a specific area. An educator teach you how to survive, teach you how to thrive, teach you how to move in this world, teach you how to make sure you understand how to thrive in this world. An educator is going to make sure. Go get my phone out here. But I'm telling you, aspiring teachers do this. We're here today to make the world better. And when we do that, everyone say education. See, what mother used to do, and she's literally, she was a hardcore educator all the time. Everyone said all the time. Because so many things, because you're in the class and you stop teaching, now you got to teach the world. Everyone say the world, Greg. Say the world, Greg. You gonna understand what I mean by that, but what I'm trying to say is literally, Mom, I didn't get this shirt. If you want that shirt, Calvin, you gotta tell me how much is the discount. Wait, what? If you want the shirt, Calvin, calculate the discount and I'll buy it for you. 45 minutes on my I don't want the shirt. Right? Because an educator, everyone say, educator ain't your friend. An educator ain't your friend. An educator is going to make sure that you feel necessary no matter my age, no matter if it's my blood. And that's what my mom always taught me. You got to understand that it's game time. She said, you are an intellectual giant. That you want to show students how to mold knowledge. That if you don't teach students how to mold the knowledge, it's just like Play-Doh. If it's not mold, it will get hard if it's not tapped. It's critical to teach about disciplinary systems like racism, white supremacy, fascism, classism, homophobia, xenophobia. An educator wants to teach scholars how they handle those systems. Look at those communities and learn those lessons so they can be transferred in everyday life. An educator, everyone says, is conscious. An educator is conscious. Meaning that it's not about how many degrees you got. It's not about how many subjects you know. Are you understanding your responsibility to society? And are you willing to fulfill it? Everyone say fulfill it. Because I promise you, when I teach my kids, I say, listen, you don't have to go to you. You don't have to get a 4 degree. But if you grow up and you graduate and you're a teacher and you're making good decisions and you're independent, clap it up. That's what I want. You clap it up. That's what I want from college. It's not about just getting knowledge so you can go to college so you can go to college. It's about getting the knowledge so you can do your purpose in society for everyone. Say humanity. It's for humanity. Educators, raise your hand if you're an educator now. Now you want to different. Get off your phones. Because I promise you, educators don't keep here. That knowledge can be either bought or sold. That knowledge can be bought or sold. So I was on Louisiana, and unfortunately I got to experience Hurricane Katrina. And me and my mother, me and my mother's single mother, we own a house. That's the reason why we didn't leave, because, you know, a lot of people didn't understand the magnitude of the storm. We stayed because we were tough. Literally that Friday, I see the fire department just ride by. I'm like, whoa, we gotta go, we gotta get out of here. It's like, Calvin, we ain't going nowhere. 2 days go by, the hurricane hit. I'm looking outside. I see the wind. The wind is moving this way, then that way, then that way, then that way, 70 miles per hour. They said the wind was so fast that if you put a straw in it, it was equivalent to a sword. I grew up in the suburbs, y'all. I ain't from the street, but I grew up on the curb. So I'm very privileged. My whole city, whole town wiped away within a matter of a day. In my head, I'm like, why is this crazy lady not in the evacuator? What is going on? Right? But she's staying strong. Looking just like her I'm looking right now. They go by, I go to Mr. James. Mr. James is he's the neighborhood, like, male mentor. He's the role model of the neighborhood. And so he's like, Calvin, you know, just go with Mr. James to the corner store. Go to the corner store, Danny and Clyde's. Mind you, it's Hurricane Katrina. What do you think it looks like? Someone tell me, what do you think it looks like after Hurricane Katrina? Anybody? Messed up? What else? What do you think the temperature was? Destroyed. 100-degree weather with water up to my waist. I'm walking. Mr. James. I see the neighbors that I used to be with. I see the tree I used to climb. Flip over. I see cars. Flip over. We go to Danny and Clyde's. I see kids breaking in glass, stealing food. I see adults breaking in glass, stealing food. And when you see looting, it's something that's more attractive than gravity. Because when you are literally fighting for food in the middle of emergency, you don't know what to do. That animal side comes out. And literally, I'm only about to, because they broke the glass. In order for me to get in the store, I'm about to climb in. Mrs. James said, Calvin. We're his hungry. Water down the, she said, that's not right. And educators, teachers, parents, tutors, mentors, are you going to be able to say that's not right when the going gets tough? Turn to your neighbor. Turn to your neighbor right now. Or are you going to be part of the problem? See, education, again, we're trying to mold kids. We're trying to make sure that we're not only getting content and knowledge, but making sure that you go to college and that you're a leader. I'll tell you another story. Growing up in Louisiana, there was forced segregation. So the way it works, forced integration, so the way it works is that previous communities that didn't want to be integrated, the law said you have to integrate. So you have previous communities that are normally homogenous that have other students coming in. That's how it is in the world. So even though it's integrated, you have people that have segregated mindsets, if that makes sense. Snap if that makes sense. Thank you. So I walked up my friend Alex, brother man. You know our brother man, you know he's a little white brother man, right? And we're walking, it's my best friend. And I play football with him together, best friend. We're walking, it's high in the road, we're walking. Go to his house. He's like, I want to go to Sonic. I want to get something from the house real quick. I just want to wait outside. I see his grandma and his granddad watching Maury eating a peanut jelly sandwich, right? They're just waiting outside. It's hot. 10 minutes go by. He walks inside. He walks outside. He says, hey, sorry, man. I would have invited you inside, but because you're black, my grandparents won't let you in. Now, church, is that right? Is that right? Is that right? Now, imagine if that grandmother knew me and understood that my favorite show was Maury. My favorite show is Right? But that ignorance, everyone say ignorance, that ignorance will be hurtful building relationships. And your educator, your role, your job is to make everyone say less ignorant. You have to make people less ignorant. Because imagine if she actually had me as a teacher, his grandmother. How do you think she would have responded? How do you think she would have treated me? No, that's not correct. That brother man is a human being, and he wants to be treated like a human being, like you've been treated. What's wrong with that? That's what educators do. Educators stop bullying. Educators stop homophobia. Educators stop when it comes out. You can't let stuff like that fester. Raise your hand if you ever had an educator. Raise it high. Now imagine if 1 million people, keep an eye, 1 million, all these people filled out, all these people filled out. And I ask that same question. Raise your hand if you had an educator. Raise your hand if you had an educator. Everybody answers you raise. What does that tell you about the impact of education? What does that tell you about the power that you have? Every day I teach 150 kids. I taught almost 4,000 kids in math, science, and arithmetic. Clap it up, and I'm proud of that. While also teaching knowledge of self, while also teaching power, while also teaching empathy, while also teaching brotherhood. I remember speaking to one of my master teachers. I said, listen, every day when I come to class, I want to give a motivational speech. I want to be able to get my kids motivated because they know that they can go to college. She said, hold on, Calvin, you do that every single day, don't even worry about it. In conclusion, I'm proud to say I'm the son of a teacher who dedicated 40 years in the world of school. She taught me that being an educator is much more about delivering content. It's about nurturing growth and success in life. Young people, you have an extraordinary ability to sense authenticity. So always strive to be yourself. You possess the mind, the body, the soul, the challenge, the status quo. They may be able to trap the body by their false mind, but the soul is immortal. It drives one's mind and body. As an educator, you must instill faith in others by empowering them with knowledge. Now, I want you to turn to your neighbor and take out your phone. I'm going to give you 8 tips. Let's take this moment to reflect and share our mission. And before you write this down, we'll do a quick exercise. I want you to close your eyes. Everyone close your eyes, please. And envision the impact you want to make for your kids. When you talk about 100%, that's what's going on. Everybody's eyes closed. Looking at everybody. You buy at 97% or 100%. Picture the lives you want to touch, the minds you want to inspire, and the barriers you want to dismantle. Now open your eyes. Know that you have the power to make that a reality. In conclusion, I urge you to embrace your role as educators and find passion. Stand tall, speak, and remember the fight for education is the fight for justice. Write this down, please. 8 tips for a teacher. It is not going to be easy. Your role as an educator will illuminate minds and empower the next generation to think about the critical and act justly. So what I mean by saying that is that you want to leave the school that you're at better than when you found it. You want to understand that I'm going to be at this school for not 1 year, not 2 years, not 3 years, but 5 years, and I'm going to leave it better than when I found it. Because you're here to restore, and guess what? There's a lot of restoration needs to be happening. And it's not going to be easy. Understand critical thinking. Write this down. Critical thinking is not trivial endeavor. It is needed in order to conquer misinformation. Again, educators make less ignorant. Make people less ignorant. And if you have an ignorant kid, what do you think they become if they don't get that education? Like ignorant adults. Understand historical context. Consider the spirit of Ruby Bridges. Everyone should read the story of Ruby Bridges. Understand that a black child that wanted to get integrated because she wanted a better education was met with hate, vitriol, all because she wanted a quality education. Research Ruby Bridges. Understand where we come from. Understand that education came from the fight for a black liberation. Understanding that after the Emancipation Proclamation, that quickest acquisition of literacy was made after 6-7 years because people of color wanted and have education, and they wanted to be part of that. Understand the history of education. Empower the future. Understand as empowered educators, you're not really teachers. You're a social scientist. Engage in an ongoing exploration and interrogating systems you serve. Call to action. Every time you enter the class, remember that you have a profound ability to dismantle ignorance. And again, y'all, raise your hand if you love kids. You cannot do this job if you don't love kids. Thank you.